What's up everybody, Leo D here with another vlog. And in this vlog, once again, we're going to look at some differences and some similarities between Rekordbox and Serato DJ. I brought my friend over, Alex, here. What's up?
What's going on everybody, YouTube land?
So since our first video was so popular, we decided to revisit Serato versus Rekordbox. One thing I do want to mention, as you look through our computers, I want to make sure that you understand that the way we organize our music is the best way that works for us. It's not necessarily what we recommend for you. The way you should organize the music is whatever works for you. If you're comfortable with alphabetical order, great. If you're comfortable sorting music by BPM, great. If you're comfortable sorting it by genre, great. The most important thing is that you know how to find what's the next song that's going to rock your dance floor. Alright, so in this first scenario, what we're going to look at are the steps that it takes for you to set up a brand new song in your DJ software. First, let's look at all the steps that you have to go through in Serato. Alright Alex, so you just downloaded a brand new song, right? And you want to bring it into Serato, set up your cue points. What do you do?
Alright, cool. So what we'll go ahead and do is just create a new folder on the desktop. We'll name it whatever it is. We'll just name it today's date. And then I'll go ahead and open it up and I'll go into my downloads, which is where all the music is. So I actually haven't done this in about a couple days. Actually, it's probably been about 2 weeks or so. So we got 50 tracks there. So we'll go ahead and close this out and we'll close this out. Now from here, I'll normally put it into the hard drive. We'll just keep it on the computer for now. We'll go ahead and open up Serato. We'll click this button right here and we'll make a crate. We'll name this crate the same thing that we named the folder. So, alright, so once you have it made, you have two options. You can either just drag the folder in through here, or I guess the conventional way, or the way that Serato were to tell you to do it, would be you can just click on files, you click on your desktop right here, you have the folder right here, and you just drop it in. It'll go ahead and analyze the files right here, and then once it does this, then there's a lot of songs that won't actually, most of them don't have any of the length or anything like that, and then some of them have keys and some of them don't have keys. Whenever they do have keys, that'll be pre-done from whatever site that you're downloading it from, but most of the time they won't. So we'll go ahead and get the folder, click on analyze, and then right here basically what it's doing is actually reading every track. It's picking up the BPM, it's picking up your key, it's making sure that it's also not a corrupted file or anything like that. Alright, cool. So as I said, this is just the way that I do it. Just piggybacking off a little, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. So everything's already been analyzed. So, you know, I normally always keep everything by BPM, and this is how it is. So, you know, let's say now my normal process is I would normally just select the song. I will play it. So certain sites will automatically put the first cue point in for you, certain of them won't. So I got my first cue point there, and let's go ahead and go to the intro in. So right here is where I want it. I will just click on 2, and that will be my second cue point. And let's make a third one. I believe it's there, and just hit the little plus button, or you can hit the number 3, and bam. If the song actually had a 32 or an 8-bar outro, then I'll go ahead and create a third cue point there. But other than that, then I have my beginning one there. That's the party break, and that's where the song starts. So that's pretty much what I would do. That's how that would work.
Now here's how you would do the same exact thing in Rekordbox. Okay, so the first difference obviously between what Alex is using and what I'm using is he's using a MacBook and I'm using a Windows computer, and I also like to use a mouse. He likes to use the touchpad. So I just downloaded a song. Usually what I do is whenever I download something, I put it directly into whatever genre folder that song is. For example, I just downloaded some funky house music, right? So I put it into my folder for house music, all right? And so all of my genre folders sort up to a root folder called house mix music. So now what I do is I go into Rekordbox, I go into import, and I import the folder. I scroll through, I go down to my C drive, my folder, and then it scans every folder in that subfolder and brings up the music. If the song was brand new, it would analyze the song, it would set up the waveform, it would set up the key. Okay? One of the things that I like to do is make sure that all the songs that are in my collection have the same album artist, and that comes in very, very handy, because when you export your music out to a USB drive or a SD card, when I look at my albums, if they're all sharing the same album artist name, then I will only see one entry for that album. If for some reason they don't, then I'll see, for example, 100 or 200 February 2018 albums. Okay, the next thing I could do here is I drag the song up and then start setting up my cue points. Very simple, just start playing. Probably the beginning, the main build up. All right, I want one right there. And then usually I set up about 3 or 4 cue points. Unless I really, really like the song, or the song has a lot of changes in it, then what I'll do is go ahead and set up 6 or 8 cue points, however many I can. Again, my CDJs, I can access all those cue points, but on my XDJ, I can only access 3. So I don't go too crazy. I only set up the first 3 cue points, since I need to be able to access the more popular ones. Okay, so once I set up my 4 cue points, I also like to set up the color so that everything is copacetic. I know all the different cue points that are going to go, and that's it. So another feature that we want to explore is something that in Serato is called Prepare Folder. In Rekordbox, it's called a tag list. So basically, you would use one of these features if you're setting up a quick mix, maybe 4 or 5 songs that you're going to touch really fast, get in, get out of them, and then move on. Here's how you would do it in Serato.
Alright, cool. So as you're playing in Serato, so basically you would go ahead and select a song, and you would just hit Command P, and automatically this little thing lit up right there, which is a prepare folder. So let's go ahead and set up a quick little teenager hip hop party. We go here to the prepare folder, and you can either keep this open or you can keep it closed, however you like. Normally when I download music, it'll come here first for like the first week or 2, and then once I'm actually import them into the regular crate, then I'll go ahead and close this out. So the cool part about this is that as you play the actual song, it'll actually disappear from there. Hey, look, it's Leo's favorite song. So there you go, it'll just disappear automatically, and it's a cool way of just, it doesn't have to be a quick mix either. It could just be something that you're gonna play, for sure it's the biggest song of the night, or it's the biggest song out right now, and you just put it in there. And it's also really convenient if, God forbid, you were having an emergency with a certain song, and the song might be corrupted or something like that. I always like to just keep something in there, or maybe a song that's dirty and you just need to get out of it very quickly. It's always good just to have something in there. It's basically an old crap folder is the way that I like to look at it.
Now here's how you'd have that same feature in Rekordbox. Okay, so the first thing you notice is that I put Rekordbox into performance mode. To do that, you hit the arrow down right here. You can change from export to performance mode. And now what I have is I have my 2 sides of left and right players. I can play something here, and I can play something right here. And so this is the way your software would look if you're hooking it up to a controller or something like that. And what you have now is you have the ability to add songs to what's called a tag list. To access that tag list, you move your mouse over here to the right where it says Show Hide Playlist Palette. Click on that. And then right over here, click on Show Hide Track of a Playlist. And here is your tag list. And so I can just drop a couple songs in here and scroll through and look at something else. I want to play that also. And then now unlike Serato, when you play something here, the song doesn't disappear from the tag list. It basically gets marked that it's been played. And that's how you would do it in Rekordbox. The next feature we want to look at is the ability of the software to give you some type of suggestion or to help you find the next song that's going to rock the dance floor.
Okay, so in Serato, you actually have a couple different options when it comes down to this. You can actually, this little drop-down menu right here, you have different things. So you can actually sort your music by date it was added, by album, artist, genre, composer, etc., etc., etc. So I basically keep it pretty simple. I just have the time, the key, artist, song title, and BPM. And this, it will always show you. It just tells you what number the track is in your library. And then you have these things right here. I'll explain those in a minute. So I normally always keep everything by BPM. And then from time to time, I want to do some harmonic mixing. So I'll just click on the key. And right here, it'll basically give me all the keys. And then obviously, you know, with harmonic mixing, that's a completely different video, but you could always, you know, 3A will always go with a 2A, or you can go down to a 4A. And once you're on 4A, you can go up or down and vice versa. Another cool thing that you can do in Serato is you can actually color code certain tracks that you know they're, I guess, say a banger, or certain remixes that you like. You know, for certain songs, a lot of different songs will have remixes. So like for instance for Fireball. So I'll always add this a different color, or, you know, I don't really care what color it is, but it'll be just a specific way for me to always remember. I can click on here and it'll give me those specific remixes that I like a lot. And you know, you can pretty much, when you click on it, you'll have a whole color palette that you can add. So if I wanted to change it to red, you can, or blue, or whatever it is. They have different shades of blues and so forth. So that's how that goes.
So in Rekordbox, you have some of the same features to sort by. You can sort by BPM, you can sort by date added, you can sort by key. Obviously, it's a different key identification than what Serato does. Also, what you can do is you can come up here to show filter. And now what I can do is, let's say, for example, this song is right here. This is my master. And I want to find everything in this exact playlist that matches within 3% of the master's range. And here's a song. This happens to be 110 BPM. There's the one song in that playlist that is also 110 BPM. Or if I click on this guy over here and make this guy the master, and now I've got all of these songs available to me. Okay. Also, if I want to check the key, it'll show me what match that key. Or if I want to go to a different key, I can select a different key and it'll show me those as well. And then one last thing that I do on my side is a lot of times I'll use these color codings to help me sort music that I know that exists in this playlist that I want to get to really fast. For example, in this playlist, I want to get to some down-tempo house music that has no vocals. So to do that, what I do is I click on the playlist, and then I'll click on the color green. And then I know all of these songs right here, I've already pre-listened to them, and I made sure that none of them had any kind of vocals, and that serves very good for dinner time or any type of warm-up situation. All right, and the final thing that we're going to look at is how do you back up your software, and what specifically is Alex's or my backup strategy for backing up your music.
So the cool part about Serato, which I'm not sure if Rekordbox does, is the way that I have everything set up on my computer. I basically keep everything on my hard drive. So as far as backing up, I basically have another external hard drive, and when I plug it in, the software that comes with it, which I think most hard drives actually do this, it'll ask if you want to back up. So I'll click yes, and then it'll back up everything and so forth. But the really cool part about it is that once you close out Serato, it'll ask you once a week if you want to back up your new playlist. So as long as you click yes every time and you keep everything backed up onto the same place, which in this case being the hard drive, I can actually take this hard drive with me to another gig. And the second that I plug this into another computer, so say I wanted to go to a club or I go to a private party where a buddy of mine is playing on Serato, I can actually plug in my hard drive into his computer and my whole Serato library will pop up. It's kind of the same way that Rekordbox works with the USB drive, but you know, it works on Serato with my hard drive. So that's a really cool feature.
For me in Rekordbox, here's what I do to back up my library and my music. First off, I have an external drive on my network at home. I copy everything that's in my main folder over to that hard drive, and that's a backup that goes there. And then to back up the actual database, I click on File, Library, and then Backup Library. And I say, yep, and it backs up the database for me. And I keep that as well on my external drive. And then what I do after that is I have a backup laptop that I copy the music to and the zip file that Rekordbox creates. And once I restore the library and restore all the music, my laptop is backed up, just like that. Alright, so that's it for our comparison of Rekordbox and Serato. I hope you really liked the video. Once again, these are just suggestions for you to look at and make your own decision based on whatever you want to use. Alright, if you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you really liked it, subscribe. We'll have some more videos coming in the future. For me, Leo D.
Big Al.
Thank you very much for watching.
Peace out.
Bye.